So you know what that's going to bring for us. And I just want to show mad gratitude to Ray and Golden for continuously leading these calls and being the leaders that they are for us. But with that being said, guys, we're going to get into some takeaways. So I'm going to start off with my few takeaways. For one, slides. We all mute our lines, please. All right, so I had a few takeaways. So like the 10 things that I'm gonna start writing that I'm grateful for, obviously that I've been doing, but just remembering to do that. I'm gonna be honest with myself, I haven't been doing that. And then like taking some time out and asking God for like guidance, really speaking to God, just trying to, whatever you believe in, just trying to get intellectual with that and transparent, because obviously like we all need guidance, for wherever it is that we are asking it from. So like just that's something I want to work on. I feel like that can help me out a lot. And then realizing that everybody is doing the best with my leadership, just realizing that everybody is doing the best they can with their level of awareness, with where they're at, whether it's in their life or their business. So just being really aware that people can only take in so much and only can give so much with the capacity they have and with how aware they are of what's going on. So, but also making sure that people get those, obviously those things that they need. So I'm gonna go ahead and popcorn Jared.
What's going on, everyone? I think some of the biggest takeaways that I had yesterday was to, number one, always make sure we're reading with intention. I do a lot of audiobooks, and I think sometimes I take a lot away from it, but I'm not intentionally listening to develop my leadership. So like he said, if you're not listening with a purpose, it's almost like the river's not going to flow through you, I think was the example that he used. Mm-hmm. I think my other big takeaway was to make sure you're building your center of influence. So I think sometimes another thing that we kind of get caught up in is just reaching a huge number of people and not necessarily developing the influence that we have over those people. So he kind of, the way I loved how he worded everything, like it doesn't matter how many people you know, if they don't trust you or see value in you, then they're not going to follow you, or you're not going to have any control over what they do. So the more influence we have, the more we can help people. I thought that was something that was really, really cool. But those were two of my biggest takeaways. And I am going to pop.
I don't think we could hear you. It said pop, and then you muted.
Popcorn, Ashley.
Okay. Hey, guys. So, like, my biggest takeaway was the personal development section. Like, all of those questions that he wrote down, like, I wrote both slides down. I took a picture. I wrote them out because, like, I personally learn if I write things out. Like, a lot of people listen to audiobooks, and I really wish I could, because like he said, I could probably read like 70 or like read 70 books in a year, but like I just don't grasp it. So I think like this week, like I'm really going to take time and just write out and work on like more personal development, because anytime I really do it, like especially when I first wake up, like I feel set for the day. So I think like just being more consistent in that, and then working on growing my team and just being consistent with them and pouring everything that I have into them, but also loving them where they're at. I am going to popcorn Holly.
Real quick before Holly goes, I want to add something in there. One thing that I got from that, I'm gonna pick a few takeaways just to analyze for us. So what I got from that is like when we're doing our personal development, like it's great. Obviously, that's how we grow our minds and grow our business. But like how we get to use this personal development and really realizing that this can grow your mind for yourself, not only for yourself, but for your team, and how you get to use the PD throughout the day to help you with different situations, different encounters, you know, and different things that go on throughout your business. You know, personal development is really just something to help you create solutions for yourself. So that's really good, Ash. Go ahead, Holly.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway was the seasons of life. So there's going to be different seasons that we get to go through, and knowing like the storm is going to come. So I know, like, personally speaking, like, I've wanted to give up like so many times, but just knowing like everything that's happening now is like for a purpose, and just because it's like hard or not my personal season is okay, because I know like mine will come soon. So just really plugging into that, and that was my biggest takeaway. And then I will popcorn Lexus.
All right, so my biggest takeaway was you attract who you are into the business. So this is like a big key for me. I know that being consistent with being on social media, being consistent with my daily routines, stuff like that, and then also being consistent with being on the calls, and also doing my daily DMOs every single day, showing that to my future distributors or my distributors. That is going to not only benefit me, but benefit them to set them up for success. And then I'm going to popcorn Taylor.
Hi guys. So something that stuck out to me the most was like the PD section, how he has slides for like every book that he reads. So we've been in the business for a year and a half. I'm sure we've read like Master of Love or Own the Moment or something like that. And let's say like somebody is going through something, I'm like, oh, I have a book, but I can't really remember what I actually learned from that book because it was so, like, I read it so long ago. So he creates like the slides and just like keynotes of his biggest takeaways, how he can apply it, because really, I just really want to add value to so many people's lives. So it's like, if I have no knowledge or I can't really relate, I'm not adding value to their life. So I'm really focusing on, one, adding value into like people's lives, and then also to like the chats and stuff, which also is growing your leadership. And he really touched on like leadership is the foundation of anything. Without leadership, you can't do anything. And whenever you go through the seasons, you're going to crash without the leadership. So honestly, that SDS was probably my SDS. That was like an eye-opener. Like, you own your club, like, get your shit together, work on your leadership, and just giving myself lots of grace. So it was amazing SDS. Anyways, but I'm going to popcorn MK. Mary Kate.
All right, you guys, I love this section when Brad was talking about asking people questions. And even if you already know the answer, people love talking about themselves or love answering questions. And I thought that was huge. Also, asking the question back when that person asks a question, I think that's huge, because then that person ends up answering the question they asked. And I'm someone, I get to really work on this, because I'm someone who will answer the question right away when I could just like how he was saying, the last 3 words, repeat it back to them so they answer their own questions. So I thought that was really, really good. And I will popcorn Mariana.
All right. Probably the biggest STS takeaway that I had was just remaining consistent in what's good for me, my flow. It's very important to, duplicate what's working for other people if they have what you want. And honestly, like, center of influence is a huge thing for me. I actually grew up not with the best center of influence for many years, and it got me into a position in my life where I didn't want to be at. So making this transition now and surrounding myself with people that, are striving for something or have a why, and really just putting in the work and putting the action behind their words, you're going to grow and you're going to attract people that are going to want to do the same for themselves and for others. So I will popcorn Angel.
Really quick. Just so you guys know, just want to tell you guys again, this calls for supervisors only. So you hop off and we'll be seeing you soon. All right, go ahead, Angel.
Hey guys. So I got a lot of takeaways from this STS, because I got to sit down and like actually, listen and, be focused. So be a master of asking questions. So I find myself like not really. Can you guys hear me? I have the headphones in. You can hear me? Cool. You good? Okay. So become a master of asking questions. Like make them feel special, you know. And do you bring value to your sideline or your upline? And also memory is your superpower. So that one was a good one. And then reading with intention. So like, are you reading to teach other people? Are you reading to grow and to build your team? With that being said, I'm going to popcorn Deasia.
Hey guys, so one of my biggest takeaways were like the same as all of you guys with the personal development and not being a dead sea. Doing the personal development and applying it not only for yourself, but how you can add value to your team and grow their leadership as well. And just really try to be a flowing river at all times and adding value where you can. Because oftentimes, like when I'm talking to some of my girls and, you know, they're telling me about their problems, you want to be empathetic, but at the same time, don't let them like wallow in it. Like add value, like with books and personal development that you've read. And I've actually been doing that a lot more. So I felt like he was like talking to me and edifying me in a way. And
yeah, really quick, Deasia, really quick. I want to ask you something. So, like, whenever you're coaching, because the person you were referring to is a coach of yours or somebody that's going to be a coach?
Yeah, they're in the business, yes.
Okay, so one thing I will ask myself a lot of times is like, because I noticed you said problem. So, like, realistically, everything is really no problem. Because to me, I always feel like when I hear that, it's like a problem is something that can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? And you wanna kind of drift away from that because you don't want to give them that option to where they can feel like it's a problem. And like to me, this is like a higher level call because we're all trying to get the active soup and build beyond that. So I just want to give you that so you can pour into them and let them know that, you know, a problem is something that can't be fixed. So, you know, everything has a solution pretty much. All right. And that could go for some of us too, because if we ever figure out like, hey, damn, this is a problem. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, no, it's not, because everything can be fixed, you know?
Yeah, that's
but
super
go
good.
ahead. That's really good, though.
All right. So, popcorning. Courtney.
One of my biggest takeaways was something that Taylor touched on, and it was that the leadership holds the pyramid up, and without leadership, the structure falls, whether that's clubs, business, anything, it will fall without like leadership. And if you want to have like more production, that just means that you need to double like the leadership. And also it was something like small that was when they said that you don't want to invite the people that are like coming into the clubs because they came into the clubs for a reason. Like the person that you really want is the person that you're just gonna have to like go get, and just doing more inviting stuff like that. So that was one of my takeaways. I'm gonna popcorn. Ray.
What's up, guys? One of my biggest takeaways, I mean, the whole personal development section was major. Jared kind of hit on it, but like taking notes while, so I read, I get to have a notebook with me and then take notes with it, and then probably put it on the computer as well, so then I can remember like what I got from the book, and then talk about it on my story throughout that day. I know he didn't say that, but that's something that we can do ourselves. Something that I took from it. And then I guess just making more intentional videos on Instagram with that, like not just one for the day, like, oh, I added my value for the day, I'm good. Doing it like multiple times throughout the day if it comes up. I popcorn Vaughn, I know you weren't there, but did you hop on the Zoom?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Ray?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was not there yesterday. I'm glad you popcorn me. Thanks for the popcorn. I appreciate it, Ray. Yesterday, my girlfriend had an allergic reaction yesterday, and as we talking about personal development, like I'm glad we're talking about personal development because by me talking about personal development, it's like it really teaches me a lot because yesterday I was supposed to go to that event, and my girlfriend had an allergic reaction. We at the hospital. It was a doctor that kind of made me a little angry because it was like taking forever for her to reach her. But I was like, wow, I came a long way because like the old Vaughn I would have like, I probably would have went crazy. But it's like I just took deep breaths and I really just calmed down. Like, like Hooter just said 5 minutes ago, a problem is something to be fixed. So I'm like, wow, like by me doing personal development, like for 2 weeks now, it's like it's really trained me to a better person because like, yeah, I was supposed to be at the event. Yeah, she's like really panicking about her allergic reaction and something she ate at the food of her event. What was in Detroit yesterday? And I'm like, wow, like I could have went crazy, but I was like, wow, like personal development is really it's really changed me to a person that I never thought I could be. You know what I mean? And by speaking on the personal development again, it's about like my biggest takeaway I always get is not about my volume points. It's not about me personally. It's about getting my team to where I want them to be at, climbing them up in the ladder. It's not about, okay, Vaughn, let's get 15, 20K volume points. It's about getting your team, your distributors to the next level that you want to be done so I can grow. Because I can hit 20, 30 volume points every month and still be stuck at world team. And another reason why I'm still stuck at work team by not doing personal development, you have to clap for others. Even if you're not happy, you have to want to be happy, and you have to continue to root for others because your time is going to come.
Good stuff, Vaughn. Go ahead and popcorn somebody.
Okay, let's popcorn Lexus.
I already went Vaughn, but I'll popcorn somebody for you. I'll popcorn Lillian.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Hi guys. So one of my biggest takeaways from the STS yesterday was how we need these three things, and not just like one of these things, but all three. And how he was talking, like those three things were like healthy, like from using the products, wealthy from like the marketing plan and like moving up, and then wise, so like PD and leadership, which holds up like you're healthy and wealthy. I thought that was like really good. And I will popcorn Aaron.
So my biggest takeaway, it was I feel like everybody's biggest takeaway is the personal development, to be honest with you, because he hit on so many fire sections of it and how it is you can apply it in different ways. So really it was me coming to realization and just seeing like who it is I'm becoming through it. Like how you said, like how are you applying it, how are you teaching it, and how are the people you're teaching it applying it. So then I caught myself thinking about like, damn, the team, like last month as a team, savages. Everybody 2K, glad they skipped this month. It's not really the same. So I caught myself stressing, like, damn, like, what am I doing wrong? And I called Hooter, like, yo, bro, like, what am I doing wrong? Glad they skipped. He's just listening, bro. Like, sometimes you gotta love people for what it is they do and realize that, like, not everybody's gonna do 10K value. Not everybody's gonna do 5K value. Not everybody's gonna get there. It took you time, so realize that just because they started, it's gonna take them time as well. So get present with the fact that they are savages. They're just finding their way. They're finding their flow, and really just being grateful and thankful that they're still around, even though they're not doing the 2K volume. So I had to get present with myself, like, damn, like, hold on. If they're willing to go through the trenches and only do 500 volume points and it's the 17th, 18th of the month, those are good people you want to have around because they're not just in it for the money, they're in it for 5 years, no matter what. That's what it seems like right now. And I'm just comfortable with who it is I have around me and who it is they're growing into becoming. You know what I mean? Like showing up in the chat, at events, on calls. I had people hopping on the call. They weren't even supposed to be on the call. So it's just like good problems like that to like see like they want to be present, that they're willing to grow and they're interested in growing. So really my biggest takeaway was just being patient and just loving people for where they're at and that their time is going to come. So I'm popcorn golden.
All right, you guys. So my biggest takeaway was actually not from the personal development section. It was when Kate was speaking to the fact of, you know, really going out and doing things with certain people to create a relationship with them. So I have me personally, and I'm sure a lot of you guys too, if you're working Instagram, you have certain people who you're really like, you either like really enjoy like their story or like who they are. Like you ever see somebody and you're like, I want to be friends with them. As shallow as that may kind of seem, but it's like, that's reality of what it is. There's just certain people who are your tribe of like what you see and like the things that they're into and do. So instead of just like, to speak on my personal self, I could be very good at inviting somebody to a Herbalife event, and it just doesn't always pan out like an immediate thing. I wouldn't say that the relationship goes away, but what if I was to, you know, really structure and plan my week and create at least time once a week to like hang out with somebody, because I would personally enjoy that too. And I know that sometimes it may be awkward in the beginning, but it's really refreshing to have and create a new center of influence, especially people that aren't already in Herbalife. So sometimes I can find myself really, you know, hanging out with people in Herbalife a lot, which is great. You know, you want to be around your people, but at the same time, if I'm thinking bigger picture long term, I want to really expand, and not being from Cleveland, which I know quite a few of us aren't specifically from this area, being able to create your new circle and meet these people. Because if people are responding on your story all the time, but they may not be like voting on your poll to join the challenge, they're still interested in who you are as a person. And so really working on inviting people. Like I invited a girl to go out and get wine this week. I don't have that planned in my schedule yet, but I'm going to talk to her throughout the week, and hopefully that's something that I can follow through and do. So hold me accountable, because I would love to go get wine, but it's just sometimes you get, I don't know, you get caught up in like, I'm working, and like you're just directly working, when sometimes the work may look a little different in a space of where I'm in. As everybody on this call grows at their different levels, sometimes the work is going to look like, let me literally max out my current COI. But sometimes we get to recreate a new COI because the certain people may just not be your people that you're going to build your business with. So that's something that I'm intentionally working on. And instead of me saying I'm going to do 20 reach outs where I'm like, and I would love to transition this with you guys as well, of saying, hey girl, love your hair. I sent out 3 very deep, powerful messages to women that I've been following for a while. And like I said, want to connect with them. And we've kind of, you know, done that little surface level reach out with each other, but I want to take it to another level. So like Kate was saying, really recognize them in the things that I love about them, because why not? If I'm just holding that inside of my own mind, it's not doing anything. So that's what my biggest takeaway was. And then last but not least, a little one was the leadership. The organization rises and falls on the leadership. And so I'm really excited to watch, because there's so many leaders, there's so many new people. Like, if so many of us on this call right now has joined the business within the last year. And so many of us have grown so much already. And so watch so many more of us step up into like leading the calls and, you know, organizing things and really contributing to this, and to watch how after that starts happening and you're holding for the whole organization, how you start to blossom, and now you're going to be attracting your own team. I think that in about a year, even if we just say by December, the amount of leaders that are going to be in this group, the amount of tab team that are going to be in this group is going to be incredible. And so it's just super exciting, because we have all these planted seeds of leaders that are just waiting and willing to sprout like any time now. So that's my biggest takeaway, and I am going to popcorn Jenna.
So my biggest takeaway would be leadership was a big one. I know he talked like really heavy on that, but like I put it all together and it really just like comes full circle. So personal development builds your leadership, which leadership is like how you influence people. And like bringing value to the people. Like, don't just have like pointless conversations with people. Like, you want to add value to everything, which your personal development is going to give you that. And yeah, I liked how he said that this is like an 8 billion. I really like that. So yeah, just working on your leadership from your personal development and adding more value to people. And then I'm gonna popcorn.
I believe we have 2 more left, Jenna. Jody and Emily. And if I'm wrong, can somebody please message the chat? But yeah, John and
Emily.
Okay, so my biggest takeaway was really putting value into my social media, not just posting something to post it, but put my heart in it so people can feel it also. Because when you get vulnerable with people, they kind of see like a different side to you, and they'll get vulnerable with you. Like, it's more of like a connection rather than just like, oh, hey, you know, just chilling, rather than like talking about real things that happen, life, struggles you're going through. And also, if you are going through a struggle, always mention the brighter side of it. So say you might be going through some things right now, but you're not going to stay in this position forever, and it's going to go up. Popcorn Jadi.
Hey guys, so my biggest takeaway was being intentional with numbers that you hit every day. So not just volume points, not just new clients, but like conversations that you have, making posts on Instagram, giving people compliments. And I just thought that I really need to like work on that, because like I do that with like followers, but like not really on many other things. So that's something I want to touch on. And then I love this question that he said at the end: what would this look like if it were easy? And I always like feel like that I'm always going to go back to that, because sometimes like I get in my head and I'm like, wow, like this is a lot. Like this business is like, you know, it's pretty stressful sometimes, but I get to like, you know, keep putting in my head like this is an amazing opportunity. And like it says, like if it were easy, you know, like everybody would be doing it, you know, we all wouldn't be like growing like as much as we are right now. So yeah.
Don't forget to popcorn.
My bad. Popcorn, Brooke.
Hey guys. My biggest takeaway was, wow, we covered so much, but this STS was incredible. That we all, like, it's a huge group of young leadership, so it's just taking on, because like the storms, they will come, and they always do. And also something else was just like where like like reading books on leadership to build your leader skills is like a big thing, because you're gonna need to do that like in your business to grow. And so like just and one of the like out of when he was giving all those questions and everything, I think he said one of them were was my favorite one, but I wanted to touch on it.
It's really good, Brooke. We only need a couple. You got a lot of nuggets, girl. I know.
I know, I do.
If you want, you can.
I'll just popcorn. Just I don't know who's left. There's so many on here.
We got Adrian left. We got Sam. We got Rach.
I'll popcorn Sam.
Yo, what's good, you guys? So mine was actually something a lot of people said, but they were talking about leadership as influence, and then can I bring value to somebody? Really, for me, that is like what I'm posting on social media. Like, it's easy for me to post workout videos, but I know a lot of times I get caught up, especially with having distributors now. Like, trying to give so much to them is taken away from what I've been doing. So, like, I get to step up and do more personal development, and then get on social media and just talking about what I learned from the personal development really helps. And then also one thing he said was a great leader asks the most questions. So just doing that, like, that's for me. I'm always very clear on that. Like, I always ask a lot of questions, and it really spoke to me because I know, like, sometimes I feel like, all right, maybe I'm asking too much, but I mean, ultimately that's how we're going to grow, is by asking more and more questions, and just being like clear on that. So that was my biggest takeaways. I'll popcorn Rachel.
So my biggest takeaway was how he mentioned that people will say how this is a pyramid and how that's actually a good thing. And when you move up the pyramid and when you want to double your company, you get to double the leadership in order to hold it up, because if you look at a pyramid, it has a very strong foundation, and that's where the leadership point that he kept talking about really came into play. And it helped me kind of reflect on past trainings that we've had, how they say, you don't want to hit the pin level in this company without becoming the person in order to support it, because it's just not going to be sustained, and then you're going to duplicate that with your team as well. They may move up the marketing plan but not become who they need to be in order to sustain it. And that resonated with me because I'm in the process of building my team, and I kind of just helped to reflect on what kind of leader am I being? Am I being a leader? And in order to help develop your leadership, you get to do personal development. And I just reflected on that, and I was like, am I just going through the motions with my personal development? Meaning, am I just listening to podcasts and audio while I'm driving, but it's kind of moving through the motions? Whereas, am I actually sitting down, taking notes, and really reflecting on how does this pertain to me? So I would say that was my biggest takeaway for sure. So I'm going to popcorn Adrian.
What's up, guys? Okay, so the biggest thing, you guys hear me? Clear?
Yeah.
We can hear you, bro.
I think we lost him.
I hear him a little bit, but we can go to somebody else until he comes back. We're just correcting him for the last one.
Mel, did you go? Go ahead, Mel.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get on this real quick. Okay. So one of my biggest takeaways was, I don't know if it was something that Natalie said or one of the wonderful ladies that are up there speaking, but what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So I know that really resonated with me, because it's easy to go to these events and take these notes and be fired up when you got speakers and you're hearing all these good things, and it's just easy, the pen's flying, you're feeling good about it, but it's also easy to go home and not really plug into those notes and really look into them and wonder and just sit back and look at the notes and ask yourself, how can I apply these to my business? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that's one thing that I get to work on is like, I have these notes, but what am I going to do with them? And how am I going to apply them to the best of my ability? And how am I going to tailor them to my business and what I'm doing with my people and my team I'm trying to build, and also my sidelines, and like I said, my upline as well. So that was really important to me, and that's something that really sat well with me. Let's see, who hasn't went? Mel, go ahead, girl.
Hey guys, how you doing? I don't know, being new to this, it's become something that's difficult for me, is the personal development. It really hit me yesterday when he was talking about that, being a center of influence, just because a couple of us have hit supervisor really super fast. I felt like I didn't fully develop into the role yet, and it got me really emotional sitting there, looking right at my sideline and wanting to be valuable for them, to be able to help them grow as well as everybody else in our team. And I've been having a little more difficulty getting clients, because it hit me, because I feel like I need to grow more personally before I can relate to others and bring value to other people, especially strangers people bring into the business. So that's the main thing, is just having that influence, believing in yourself first, and then letting other people believe in you. So that's the one thing that I have to work on. So yeah.
Really good, Mel. Really good. Creating that value for yourself, and then being able to hold for everybody else. Really good thing. So just encourage you taking on any personal development that you can relate to help you grow through that. And if you need some help or anything like that, I'm in a group message with you now, so I'll just shoot you some stuff. We get to work on that. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Don't get down on yourself. All right, so we're gonna move into the next section. Transitioning into Mariana. So I'm gonna welcome this girl. She's full-time right now, killing it, world team member, working out of OBN, qualifying for Punta Cana here. She's super powerful. I have the privilege of knowing her before Herbalife. So just knowing her now and knowing the woman she's becoming for her and her daughter, and knowing the hard work she's putting in, I'm super inspired. So just lock in for this next section, guys, and go ahead, Mariana.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys for having me be able to share with you guys and be taking over this section. I'm super fired up to grow with all of you. So just a little bit about myself. I have been a part of the business since September, so going on 9 months almost, and hit supervisor my first month in business, and made $1,000 and lost 15 pounds. So I was like, wow, this is something that I can teach other people to do, and I'm also changing my life and changing the life of my daughters. So I just got super clear with hustle and wanting to work social media, and personal development honestly has helped me a lot with growing that and building my business, and also wanting to attract people that want to do the same as that. And then fast forward, I hit world team last month, so I did that in about 7 months, and now currently going for active world team. And changing my DMO as far as listening to more John Maxwell with personal development and gaining my leadership, stepping into that, because I see myself president's team and beyond. So I got to start, holding the capacity to be able to become that leader to hold the team. So going into the business aspect, so events and calls plugging in, what are you inviting to next? We have the nutrition club training. I know it's in Detroit and it's out of town, but get there. I'm going to get there. I drive from Columbus. It's no problem. Everything is non-negotiable, and we grow from those guys. Those propel your business 6 months forward, and missing them, you go 6 months back, and we don't want to do that. So also following up with potential clients. Now, we're building relationships here. So we're not going to just be pushing products at people. You have to build a relationship, following up with them. And it's just because they say no, it's not a no, it's a not ready. And we get to follow up with them, show them love, because we're people. People need to show other people love. And also with potential clients going into preferred members to get that 20% in their own website, converting them into a distributor, getting them plugged into the chats, which are super important. Also, the 100-person list. That's one of the first things that we tell them to do. Within 24 to 48 hours, I highly encourage to follow up with them. Say, hey, like, I can't wait to see that picture, or, what's holding you back from, you only have 80, but what's holding you back from getting 20 more? Reach out to your family, friends, co-workers, schoolmates, and then go to your social media. Because I guarantee you, those are 100 people just right there. I know my family and friends, that's 100 people alone. And then that's just the structure that works for our organization, guys. And we all want to grow. We're all growing. We're all young leaders. So we get to step into that and just really set standards for the people that are in our business, and also the people that are going to be coming into our business and becoming that person to hold for the next people. Now, I know we were going to go to the chats and being super plugged into those and just pinning your most important chats. This is something I actually just learned very recently. And it's been super helpful. And also, like, setting the alarms is cool, but like, I'm constantly in my chats and I'm full time. I'm able to be present with my daughter, but I also see that I have a business to run. And when I'm being present with her, I have to know, like, okay, I'm not neglecting her. I'm not, not paying attention to her because I'm in my phone and checking what's going on with my business, my team, my sideline, upline, downline, and just really getting super clear as to she's the reason why I was in this business. So why would I not do the things to propel my business? It's showing me that, like, oh, I'm cool where I'm at. No, we're going to be living an amazing lifestyle with you guys. And it's just, that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps me up at night and wakes me up early in the morning. And I'm so excited to be growing with you guys. So I'm going to pass it over to my next amazing lady that I have as a sideline, my sister, and she is a brand new World Team member as well. So we're both going for Active World Team together. And I love working with her at Oberlin, and she's just such a light of my life. So Rachel, go ahead and take it away.
Thanks, Mariana. So now we're going to get talking about the standards that we get to uphold with our business. So the events, the calls, the chats, they're all non-negotiables, and it's only because they're there to set us up for growth and to set our team up for growth. So with the events, we want to go with the intention of growing our business, and we also want to have the intention of bringing as many people as we can with us to the events. And the reason why is because there's such important training, very valuable training that we receive with these events. Same thing with the calls. And sometimes, especially with the STS, it may feel repetitive. Okay, we're going to go over the marketing plan, we're going to go over retail and recruiting, but you never know when something is going to resonate with you a little bit differently. And that particular event, you don't know which one it will be, but that could really help to propel you in your business as well as your team. Also, we get to receive training from people outside of our organization, and that in and of itself has a lot of value. So the events and the calls are major. And with the chats, really plug into those and really add as much value as you can. So we all have different strengths that we have. We may not know everything, but we all have strengths, and we can bring those strengths that we have to the chats and really add value to our coaches, to our team. And when I say our team, that's not just your own distributors, but it's your sidelines, it's other people as well. Next, a standard we get to uphold is really making sure that all of the relationships we have within this business and with our business partners is that the relationships are professional. So if you are able to walk into a room and say hi to everybody and be genuine and be happy for people, that is amazing. But if you feel like you are walking into a room and it's hard for you to say hi to a certain person, then that particular relationship you get to help grow. We're all adults in this business and we get to act like it. And if there is someone who, you have a hard time speaking to or saying hi to, then, go up to them and really have a conversation. And with the intention of that conversation, see what you both get to grow on, see how you can understand each other, because there are so many different types of personalities in this business. And as leaders, we get to be able to be professional with every single one of them and with every single partner that we have. So really help grow that relationship, and that's also going to be able to be duplicated in your business, because who you are, you bring into the business. So you really want to be as professional as you can with all of our team members. And then finally, goal setting. This is super, super major, and I started to really see growth in my business as soon as I started setting goals for myself. And the reason why is because when you set a particular goal, you open your mind to the possibility that that can happen for you. So I know personally for me, I never used to say a goal of mine because I had the limiting mindset that I couldn't hit it. But when you set that goal for yourself, you then open your mind that you can hit that, and you set yourself up to where now that you put it out into, you know, the world that you're going to hit this goal, now you're going to have a fire up underneath you that's going to help you do the things to help you reach that goal. And that's going to, you know, really see growth in your business as soon as you start setting goals for yourself. So with that, I'm going to pass it on to an amazing person. I first started at West Park with her, and she's an amazing person. Like I said, she owns an incredible nutrition club down in the Canton area, Jackson Nutrition. So I'm going to pass it on to Taylor.
Hi guys, thank you so much, Rach. Love all the kind words. So I'm going to really touch on the upcoming events, and this is something that I used to struggle with, but now I have like a calendar where I literally like put, okay, I have this event, and I constantly am going to be looking at it so I can be prepared. So it's not like, oh, next weekend, shoot, I'm going to Detroit. I'm being aware of what events are coming up. So our first one coming up is going to be our nutrition club training. So this is for anybody who, one, owns a club. You should 100% be there because you can, you know, take notes from what Lake Michigan is doing. And I think Sarah from Circleville will be there, and they're doing high numbers. So obviously you want to be in that room because there's going to be a lot of nuggets. But it's not just for nutrition club owners. It's anybody who's wanting to work out of a club or who is currently working out of a club. This is how you, one, get the confidence on the products, like what exactly is in there, so I can feel confident with recommending somebody who has like maybe a soy intolerance. So, and also like, you know, working through like the first timer sheet and making sure you're explaining it right. I know we had some trainings at West Park that were super valuable, so you don't want to miss that one. I know it was $50. I can't remember what the cutoff date was, but it goes up. So make sure you get your tickets as soon as possible. And then June 3rd, we have, okay, May 24th. Thank you, Jared. Beginning of the month called June 3rd. So this is where we get to hear from everybody who's growing in the business. This is such an amazing call because you get to hear, one, what struggles they went through. So you're not having to be stuck in the same struggle for as long. You can find out what their breakthrough was to get them out of it so they can grow into their leadership or fix whatever is going on in their organization. Beginning of the month call is huge celebration call. Love it. And then June 5th is going to be our Project Sealy. So since now we don't have the STSs at the church on the rise, we now get to create our amazing events. So Project Sealy is like a dope atmosphere where we can invite maybe our clients, preferred members, somebody who's never tried the products. You get to get them around the community so you can introduce them and really build the relationship. So I know Golden is freaking amazing at this. She'll introduce me to somebody who serves, so then I can really share my story and how serving was so unfulfilled for me and how I kind of get to incorporate that in owning my own nutrition club by being behind the bar. So it's really where you get to like introduce people, they get to taste the amazing products, and then you get to hear some amazing results, whether that's making money in the business and getting amazing results on the product. So you don't want to miss that. Then we have the up until the 15th to qualify for a power call. So our power call is where we get higher level training, kind of like this call tonight, but we get to hear from different people outside of our org. And then it's just, you just get so many nuggets. You never want to miss a power call. I know I missed a couple power calls and I was like, man, I never want to miss a power call ever again. So that's accumulating 1,500 volume points by the 15th. Then June 22nd is our STS. Guys, you do not want to miss STSs. This is really how you get to grow your business. There's just certain things that us as coaches can't teach our distributors or maybe our sidelines, that we just need to hear from a different space, and we just need to hear maybe a different method that works for somebody else. You get to hear amazing stories, and it's also an excuse to like really get super cute, take some dope pics and like put them on your Instagram. Really just showing people, hey, this is who I hang out with, and this is also who I get to get amazing results with and make money with, or however you want to word that. And then July 26th, extravaganza. Go ahead and post a 1 in the chat if you already have your ticket to extravaganza. This event literally just gives you so much vision. My first one was actually last year, and that was in Houston, and I have never been to Houston. So one, it was an excuse for me to go to Texas because I actually had a reason. It was for a business training, and it's 3 days. And again, you just get to hear some of the amazing stories and just really take in that our business is all over the freaking world. Like, you get to hear people speaking Spanish, and then you get like a little radio and like headphones so they can translate it, because I know I suck at Spanish, but I get to hear their amazing story and just really be super present to how this is such an amazing opportunity. So guys, I really, really do encourage you guys to get your tickets early. You don't want to miss the early bird purchase of like buying your tickets. So that's Nutrition Club training, Success Saturday. I know that's $20. If you were at the STS, you could have got it for $10. And I think it goes up to $30, I think after the 15th, but I'm not 100% sure. And then extravaganza, those prices also go up. So you just want to make sure you're committing to the event and you're getting the cheapest ticket, because you're going to the event no matter what. So why are you going to wait? And then also getting super present on when the events are, so it doesn't come up like, oh, next weekend I have to find a babysitter and I can't go to the event. Like, these are going to allow us to grow our business. So with that being said, I cannot wait to see you guys all at the Nutrition Club training and get to soup chat. So if we all want to pop off mute and say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye,
love you
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Adios.